My name is Jane Johnson. The wedding gown hung in the closet. Tomorrow was supposed to be my wedding day with Ryan Miller. Clutching fresh flowers, I headed toward our bridal suite to surprise him. When I pushed open the door, my world shattered. Two bodies tangled on the bed. The man was my fiancé Ryan. The woman was my best friend Claire. Ryan, you're marrying Jane tomorrow. What about us? Claire's voice dripped with fake sweetness. Ryan caressed her cheek. Marrying her is just to please the Miller family. Mother likes her obedient nature. You know you're the only one I love. But what if she finds out? Jenny's too naive to notice anything. I've had her wrapped around my finger since childhood, she'll never leave me. His voice oozed arrogance. The bouquet slipped from my hands, petals scattering across the floor. The lovers jolted apart, Claire yanking sheets over herself while Ryan stumbled out of bed. Jenny, let me explain. I stared at them. 3 years of love dissolving into ash. No explanations needed. My voice sounded eerily calm. Ryan lunged for my arm. We're getting married tomorrow. Stop overreacting. I jerked away. Consider me underreacting. You're free to be together. Jane, get back here. You'll regret missing our wedding. His shouts chased me down the hallway. Back in my apartment, Claire's text arrived. I'm sorry, Jenny. But I truly love Ryan. Can you let us be happy? I laughed bitterly at the screen. Let them? After their betrayal? Suitcases yawned open as I purged every trace of Ryan, designer ties, anniversary gifts. Even the $500,000 engagement ring clattered into the trash. His call flashed on my phone. It was a mistake. I love you. Mistake? Since when? The day Claire transferred schools? When she became my friend to get closer to you? Silence. Don't ever call me again. I powered off my phone. At midnight, wheels rumbling over airport asphalt drowned out the city's glittering skyline. They thought me a fool? Starting tonight. The fool died. 5 years later, stilettos clicked across Jade Tower's marble lobby. My first workday back as Starglow Group's Asia CEO involved negotiating with irony of ironies, Miller Enterprises. After my vanished bride scandal, Miller Corp stocks had nosedived. Rumor claimed Ryan got house arrested by his father for a month while Claire got banished from the family. Now their corporate empire would face the woman they'd underestimated. These messages were all relayed to me by friends while I was abroad. To be honest, I don't feel an ounce of sympathy for them. They brought this on themselves. During those 5 years overseas, I studied and worked relentlessly. Rising from a junior assistant to CEO of a multinational corporation, only I know the hardships endured. But I have no regrets. Only by becoming powerful enough could I protect myself from being hurt again. Ms. Jane Johnson. The Miller Group representatives are waiting in the conference room. My assistant Fiona reported. Fiona joined after my return. Exceptionally competent and reliable. Do we know who they sent? I straightened my blazer. Mr. Ryan Miller, CEO of Miller Group. My pulse stuttered at the name but quickly steadied. 5 years changes people. I'm no longer that love-struck girl. Pushing open the conference room door, I saw the man at the head of the table. Ryan. Still strikingly handsome, though weariness now shadowed his eyes. He shot up when our gazes met. Chair screeching against marble. Jen, Ms. Johnson. He corrected himself mid-syllable. I nodded curtly. Mr. Miller. It's been a while. Claire sat beside him, maintaining that delicate facade though resentment poisoned her gaze. Jenny. You're back. She simpered. Ignoring her, I took the opposite seat. Let's begin. Throughout negotiations, Ryan's covert glances prickled my skin. But I maintained composure. Miller Group can offer 10% profit concession. Ryan proposed. Market standards deemed this generous. But I recognized the ploy. We appreciate the gesture. But Stellar Group follows strict partnership criteria. I tapped the dossier. Your risk assessment requires deeper analysis. Claire interjected sweetly. Jenny. Must we be so formal among old friends? I leveled my gaze. Ms. Taylor. This is a business meeting. Not a reunion. Professionalism. Please. Her face flushed crimson as Ryan hurriedly mediated. Ms. Johnson is right. We'll comply with procedures. Post-meeting. Ryan cornered me at the elevators. Jenny. Can we talk privately? Unnecessary. Mr. Miller. The doors slid open. Please. 5 minutes. His voice cracked. We entered the empty elevator. Tension thickening the air. How have you been these years? He ventured. Well. Do you still hate me? Watching floor numbers descend. I answered evenly. Ryan. Hatred requires emotional investment. Why would I waste it on a stranger? He blanched. At the lobby. He pursued me. Jenny. I know I hurt you. But I've suffered too these 5 years. I stopped in my tracks and turned to face him. Pain? Ryan. Aren't you and Claire living happily together? We broke up years ago. Ryan's voice trembled with emotion. I've realized the person I truly love has always been you. A bitter laugh escaped me. Broke up? Then why was she present in today's boardroom meeting? His mouth opened but no words came out. Even if you two did split up. Ryan. How exactly does that concern me? I pivoted sharply and walked away without another glance. Back at the hotel suite. Fiona had dinner prepared. How did the negotiations go today? Jane? She inquired as I kicked off my stilettos, massaging my aching ankles. Needs further evaluation. I replied curtly. She handed me a glass of Merlot. Jane. I heard the Miller Group CEO is your ex? I nodded without elaboration. And you're still considering partnership? Business stays business. I sipped the crimson liquid. If their terms prove advantageous, I'll sign tomorrow. You're remarkably level-headed. Fiona observed. Level-headed? The stemware clinked against the marble counter. 5 years of corporate warfare taught me to compartmentalize. The naive girl who prioritized love died long ago. What remains is a profit-driven executive. At 10 p.m., the doorbell chimed. Expecting room service. I instead found Ryan clutching blood-red roses. Desperation staining his features. Jenny. I've searched for you across 3 continents. This constitutes harassment. Ryan. I moved to slam the door. His polished Oxford jammed the threshold. Just 5 minutes. Let me explain. Explain what? My knuckles whitened on the doorframe. Your affair with my college roommate? Or calling me too stupid to run a lemonade stand during our last fight? Color drained from his face. Jenny. I was immature. Immature? My laughter held razor blades. You were 26. Ryan. Not some hormonal teenager. I was wrong. His knees hit the carpet with a thud. These 5 years, every sunrise brought regret. Please. Gasps erupted from passing guests. Humiliation burned my cheeks. Get up. You're embarrassing us both. Not until you agree to dinner. I crouched to meet his tear-filled eyes. Know what these years taught me? How to rebuild from bankruptcy filings and 80-hour workweeks. How to swallow panic attacks before investor meetings. How your betrayal became rocket fuel for my success. My stiletto tapped his designer sleeve. Thank you for making me invincible. Ryan. The lock clicked shut on his choked sobs. Where his tears once shattered me. Now they merely inconvenienced my sleep. Dawn brought a revised contract from Miller Group's legal team, terms so favorable they bordered on corporate self-harm. Clearly Ryan's doing. As if financial penitence could rewrite history. I reached for my Mont Blanc. A shark's smile curling my lips. Sentimentality had no place in this decision, only bottom-line calculations mattered now. The pen glided across parchment, sealing both partnership and poetic justice. How naive. That afternoon, I arranged to meet some college friends for lunch. Unexpectedly, Claire showed up. Jenny. Long time no see. Her signature fake smile hadn't changed. I gave a curt nod without speaking. Our friends quickly sensed the tension and made excuses to leave until only Claire and I remained. Jenny. Let's talk. She slid into the booth across from me. Nothing to discuss. I reached for my purse. Do you really think Ryan still loves you? Her words froze me mid-motion. What are you implying? Claire's smirk widened. Still so gullible. Ryan's only chasing you for the thrill of the chase. Do you honestly believe any man would truly love the woman who dumped him? I scoffed. And you? What does that make the woman he dumped? Her composure cracked. We're just taking space. He promised to marry me. Then why's he pursuing me now? Because he's toying with you. Once he's bored, he'll come crawling back. Her voice rose hysterically. Don't get cocky just because you're successful now. In Ryan's heart, I'll always be first. Observing her meltdown, I almost pitied her. Claire, when you stole my boyfriend 5 years ago, I thought you'd live happily ever after. But look at you now, bitter and desperate. Stop pretending to care. She spat. I genuinely feel sorry for you. Standing, I delivered my parting shot. Pathetic. Clinging to a man who doesn't love you. You're more pitiable than I ever was. Her enraged shrieks followed me out. Back at the hotel, Fiona briefed me. Jane, there's viral gossip claiming you returned for revenge over Ryan. They're spinning tales about being a mistress too. Trace the source. Anonymous post from this afternoon. I knew instantly. Scrub it clean. Draft a denial. But the damage spread wildfire. Tabloids speculated everything from vengeful exes to secret affairs. Watching the toxic comments multiply, I snapped. If Claire wanted war, she'd get it. Fiona, schedule a press conference. The event swarmed with reporters. In my sharpest pantsuit, I faced the flashing cameras. Ms. Johnson, are you here to punish your ex? Is the reconciliation with Ryan true? What's your response to the mistress allegations? I lifted the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to address these malicious fabrications. My return pertains solely to business ventures, not personal vendettas. Second, Ryan and I are already history, with zero chance of reconciliation. Regarding those malicious rumors online, my legal team is handling it. Reporters pressed, Miss Jane, why did you and Mr. Ryan break up back then? I paused before answering evenly. The day before our wedding 5 years ago, I found him with my best friend. The room erupted in gasps. I chose silence to preserve dignity. But since someone wants to revive this drama, I produced a flash drive from my bag. Here's evidence, chat logs, photos. Truth always surfaces. The leaked files went viral within hours, compromising shots of Claire and Ryan, along with Claire's gloating messages about stealing my fiancé. Public outrage exploded overnight. Suddenly, I became the wronged heroine while Ryan and Claire were branded as the ultimate scumbag and homewrecker. Claire's social media drowned in hate. Miller Enterprises stock plummeted. Exactly as intended. Ryan called that night. Voice cracking. Jenny. Why? Why? I laughed coldly. You started this war. I'm just finishing it. But what do you gain? We're both laughingstocks now. Laughingstock? My mirth turned bitter. That title's been mine for 5 years. Now the world finally sees the truth. Let's start over. He pleaded. I'll never hurt you again. Trust is like paper. Ryan. Once crumpled, it never smooths out. The line went silent until his broken whisper, I never stopped loving you. Love? I snapped. You loved the thrill of conquest. Real love doesn't destroy. For 7 days, the scandal raged. Miller Enterprises lost 20% market value. The board questioned Ryan's leadership. Claire got fired and disowned by her family. Meanwhile, my company's stock rose 10% as public sympathy skyrocketed. When Fiona informed me William requested a meeting, I arrived at Moonlight Tea House punctually. The Miller patriarch had aged decades. Snow-haired and weary. Ms. Jane. William stood stiffly. I apologize for my son's actions. The events from 5 years ago were indeed his fault. I remained silent, waiting for him to continue. These years haven't been kind to Ryan. He often drinks alone and calls out your name when intoxicated. William. I said. Are you asking for leniency for your son? Not leniency, but an opportunity for redemption. William spoke earnestly. He truly understands his mistakes now. I shook my head. William. Some mistakes are unforgivable. This isn't about redemption, I simply don't love him anymore. William seemed startled. You truly don't? My feelings disappeared completely. My voice remained steady. Love once lost can't be reclaimed. Like shattered porcelain that never regains its original perfection. After prolonged silence, William finally said, I understand. What about our business collaboration? If Miller Corporation offers reasonable terms, I'm open to cooperation. I stood, smoothing my skirt. Business and personal matters should remain separate. You're remarkably clear-headed, William observed. Pain teaches clarity. I turned toward the exit. If there's nothing else. Jane. William's voice stopped me. Thank you for your forgiveness. I haven't forgiven anyone. My hand paused on the doorknob. I've simply chosen to move on. Forgiveness is for others, letting go is for myself. The tea house encounter left me unsettled. Memories resurfacing of when I'd admired this future father-in-law who'd praised me as his ideal daughter-in-law. How ironic that Ryan inherited none of his integrity. Back at the hotel, I decided to shorten my business trip. Closure had been achieved. As I prepared to depart, Claire appeared at my door, disheveled. Eyes swollen from crying. Jenny, please release me from this torment. She collapsed at my feet. You should have said that to me 5 years ago. I replied coldly. I was wrong. Wrong to steal your boyfriend. Wrong to spread those rumors. Her tear-stained face lifted. But I love Ryan. I'd sacrifice anything. Even betraying friends? My laugh held no humor. Claire. The issue isn't your love but your flawed character. How could anyone trust a traitor? She froze. Mascara streaking her cheeks. Do you truly believe Ryan loves you? I pressed. Why's he pursuing me again if so? He's just confused. Wake up. Claire. My sigh carried decades of weariness. You're his discarded plaything now. Just as I was. He promised marriage. Her voice broke. So did he. I stood, watching recognition dawn. Stop deluding yourself. Find someone worthy of you. As I turned to leave, she clutched my sleeve. Can you ever forgive me? I studied my former confidant, the girl who'd shared secrets and laughter. I forgave myself long ago. That's what matters. But she betrayed me without hesitation for a man. Claire. I could stop holding you accountable. But forgiveness. I shook my head. Sorry. I can't do that. Some wounds fade with time but never truly disappear. Claire collapsed onto the floor, sobbing uncontrollably. I didn't look back as I walked out of the hotel. A light drizzle coated the streets, the air carrying a crisp chill. I opened my umbrella and walked through the rain. 5 years. Everything that needed releasing had been released. Everything requiring closure had been settled. Starting tomorrow, I'd return to my new life, one without Ryan. Without Claire. A life that belonged solely to me. The next morning at the hotel lobby, I was checking out when Ryan suddenly appeared. He looked disheveled. Stubble covering his jawline. Eyes bloodshot. Jenny. I heard you're leaving? He reached for my hand. I stepped back. Mr. Miller. Maintain proper boundaries. Can't we start over? His voice cracked with desperation. I'll compensate you for those 5 years of pain. I'll give you half of Miller Corp's shares. People around us began staring, making me uncomfortable. Ryan. Do I look broke to you? Then what do you want? Anything I have is yours. I studied him and suddenly found it absurd. Do you truly believe everything's transactional? Even feelings? Ryan froze. You chose Claire 5 years ago. That choice wasn't inherently wrong. But you must bear its consequences. Now you want me back. Expecting me to come running? I was young and foolish, youthful ignorance? I scoffed. Adults own their decisions. You chose betrayal. Now endure the loss. That's fair. Isn't it? His face paled as he swayed slightly. Jenny, I've truly changed, and? My voice remained steady. Some things in life, once missed, stay missed. Like the last train. Like love. As I grabbed my luggage, Ryan suddenly embraced me. I can't live without you. I shoved him away forcefully. This pathetic act only deepens my disgust. I'd rather have your hatred than your indifference. His eyes burned red. Exhaustion washed over me. Know what true detachment feels like. When mentioning someone stirs nothing in your heart. No hate. No love, like discussing a stranger. Ryan stood transfixed. To me, you're just that now. A moderately attractive stranger. So stop this humiliating spectacle. I exited the hotel without glancing back. Ryan's anguished wails followed me. Yet my heart remained still. Yes. I'd truly moved on. Not forgiveness. Not vengeance, simple. Absolute apathy. This might be the best ending. 3 months later, I read a news article in my office. The Miller Group announced bankruptcy restructuring, with Ryan being removed by the board due to mismanagement. Claire had been admitted to a psychiatric hospital after developing depression from cyberbullying. I felt no satisfaction seeing these updates, only that everything had finally concluded. Fiona entered to brief me, Jane. There's a charity gala tonight supporting women recovering from emotional trauma. Will you attend? After considering, I agreed. At the event, I met numerous accomplished women. Many shared similar experiences of betrayal, yet had rebuilt remarkable lives. Your story gives hope to countless women. One entrepreneur told me. I simply did what was necessary. I smiled. Self-preservation and self-actualization. Do you still believe in love? Another guest asked. After pausing, I replied, I do. But I'll never lose myself for it again. Love should enhance life, not rescue it. Only when we're truly strong can we love properly. Later on the balcony, Fiona approached. Henry from Taylor Group requested your contact info. I declined. Don't let one bad experience poison your outlook. She worried. My standards just clarified. I corrected. I need someone who'll prioritize me unconditionally. Everyone deserves that. Fiona nodded. Maybe. I shrugged. Either way, I've learned self-love matters most, Ryan's final lesson. Though he never knew. A year later, I received thick stationery. The return address froze my blood. Dear Jane, if you're reading this, I'm likely gone. This year's reflections made me realize my true loss wasn't wealth or status, but the woman who loved me authentically. While I destroyed our happiness, knowing you remains my life's greatest fortune. Forgive me, not for my sake, but to release your burden. May you find eternal joy. Always yours, Ryan. Tears fell not from lingering affection, but mourning youth's final chapter. Fiona's knock interrupted. Jane. Ryan passed at the hospital last night. Cardiac arrest from chronic stress. Stage 4 liver cancer. The doctors said he'd actually known for a while but kept refusing treatment. I sat in silence for a long time. So when he wrote that letter, he already knew his time was limited. Ms. Johnson. Are you all right? Fiona asked with concern. I wiped my tears. I'm fine. Will you attend the funeral? I shook my head. No. Let the past remain past. That afternoon, I visited the park alone, the same place we used to go as teenagers. The lake water still shimmered clear. The willow trees just as verdant. Only the people watching the scenery had changed. Standing by the shore, I tore Ryan's letter into pieces and scattered them across the water. Ryan, I said to the lake, I forgive you. Not because of your letter, but because I need to truly let go. May you learn to cherish things and whatever comes next. The wind rippled the lake's surface, creating concentric circles that slowly disappeared, much like our history, eventually settling into quietude. As I left the park, Henry's text notification popped up. Free for dinner tonight? Jane? I paused before replying, sure. Maybe it was time to make new circles on the water.